Okay, so this lady, very good future leader. Actually, really a future diamond. Very, very good. That I met out in Australia and asked me this question. So let me read this to you, and we can see what type of suggestions what you guys are doing. Okay. So just please give me suggestions on how to handle time with prospecting and training my team members. I work from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. I get up around 6:30 a.m. and sleep at 12. Recently, so I can fit more in, I do messaging and following up during recess and lunchtime. So she follows up with prospects during that time. And hold on, it's not charging. I'm sorry. Okay, so please give me suggestions on how to handle time with prospecting and training my team members. I work from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. I get up around 6:30 and sleep at 12. And recently, so I can fit more in, I do messaging follow-up during recess and lunchtime. Learning while she's driving, she learns or listens to audios from a website. And how are other people different? So how are you guys? What are you guys doing? Are you guys doing the same thing as she is, or do you have any suggestions for her that would help her out? So she seems like a pretty packed schedule. 6:30 and sleep at 12. So you guys are like Hoyi, is doing the same thing. Howard, you're doing the same thing. Okay. When do you talk to your team members? So Selma talks the same schedule. I'm doing a lot of on-the-job training with my team members and making the most of time. Talk to new. So Annette says a suggestion is, depending on your schedules, you may be able to prospect at work. So Hoyi, you talk to team members while driving with a headset, hopefully, right? You talk with a headset. So Howard says, what I did was recording video of yourself giving training and you post it up. So a lot of the training that Howard provides is that he takes the stuff from my website and posts it up for a team. But you still need to talk to your team members, right? Nothing replaces the talk. Remember, 6 minutes for 6 figures. That's something I had learned. What's 6 minutes for 6 figures? Remember? 6 minutes for 6 figures? 6 minutes a day talking to your key leaders. You don't need to talk for a long time. Just what's going on in your business, what are the challenges. Okay, so one of the things that Amy did was when she used to work during downtime, used to read self-development. It's an awesome time. Scott McGee used to do that while he's in between waitering tables. There was no customers. He would just sit in the back and read. And all his other waiters would make fun of him. You share because they didn't understand why he was reading. They would just talk and chit chat about what was happening. He would be sitting back and reading. So Selma uses GoToMeeting so we can meet later at 9 p.m. to utilize the evening to show plans. So your prospecting time, your talking to team time should never be prospecting time, right? So you can meet later at night, but you should never be doing training time during prospecting hours. At most, maybe once a week, right? Once an evening. So we meet up once a week to 2 times in a week for a 2-hour meetup. So that's what Hoyi does. She meets up with her team twice a week, and that gets her team to create a focus group. Maybe the first one with them get a leader to duplicate. Okay, so what do you mean by that? Annette? Get the team to create a focus group. Maybe do the first one with them. So Amy says, yeah, she is a teacher. Well, by the way, Amy's very perceptive here. Perceptive. She sounds like a teacher. Yeah, she is a teacher. I've been recording Amy Bahaji has been recording GoToMeetings, like what I do, and start booking in one-on-one meetings to meet leaders instead of face-to-face. We always have one large training with the whole team once a month. So one large meeting with the whole team, and then meet with the key leaders one-on-one through GoToMeeting. So Ned, you were talking about Viren Singh's True Friends program, mentoring program. Okay. So Amy, do you do a weekly webinar? Do you do a weekly webinar with your team? Okay, so you do a weekly webinar, and then you do really. So, what's the difference between a weekly webinar and your monthly training? And so you do a Monday night focus group. Okay? So, but generally, you only use one night a week to meet team members. The rest is all prospecting, right? And your key leaders, you're meeting one-on-one through GoToMeeting. Or some of you can use Skype. It's the same. I tend to like to use Skype a lot. Right, so I think that's pretty good advice that like a lot of you guys shared. Anyone else? Let's see. We share. So Hoyi shared. Okay, I think that's pretty good advice we gave her. Yes, I think she's on the right track. And anything else? Also, it's like one of the suggestions when you're driving, you're listening from downloads. Sometimes driving, depending on how long you're driving, if you're driving for 20, 30 minutes, you don't need to listen to audios for the full 20, 30 minutes. What I found out was when I was going to work, I was very motivated. I could learn a lot. But driving back home from work, normally I was burnt out. So even if I played audios in the car, I couldn't really focus or concentrate. Have you ever listened to audio? Sometimes you just can't. Your mind is scattered thinking about it. So that time is better spent on talking to team members. So I'll talk to team members when I'm driving back home. But when I'm going to work, I'm fresh, I can focus, I'll listen to self-development. Driving back home, when I'm burnt out, I'll make phone calls. And then, yeah, your team members are probably also free enough to talk with it. And also, when you listen to audios, listen to double the time, double the speed, right? So Howard asking me the focus group agenda. Howard, the focus group agenda, that's something that Annette brought up. You can ask Annette for that. So Amy asked if she's teaching high school. I used to implement self-development to my classes and ask the kids questions that I was prospecting them. That's very good. So if you're teaching high school, I used to implement self-development to the classes, ask the kids questions. So you're basically practicing prospecting but it's a good thing. You're challenging kids to start thinking about it, right? And it really gets to the practice of asking questions, of being like less the salesman, but more like a consultant, right? Consultant, asking questions and challenging. So Guillermo says, I use this training on Monday and a mastermind session with my team on Tuesday. The rest of the time is prospect and self-development. I give my team book suggestions. One of the things that's important for your team to do is you have to have a self-development program. Okay, self-development program is really important. Whether you're reading a book or listening to some type of audio, you have to be doing something. You have to be doing something. Okay, you have to be doing something with your team, and then you get together every week to share. How would you make them follow the program? Some people will follow, some people won't. Sadly, not everyone will follow it. You ask people who wants to make money and who wants to follow, everyone will say they follow. And here's what everyone follow, and then after 1 week, maybe half the people did the project, and after another month, then maybe 5 people will be left. But you'll find out who's going to be good, who's stick. I mean, I did one. I remember the first time I did it. We had like 35 people come in, right? And we all posted it. They'll email me, and I'll post it on the website, on the blog. This was a long time ago. Long time ago. 7 years ago. I posted on a blog, and then we went over a good tool to use. I used the 21 John Maxwell's 21 irrefutable laws. Okay, then you do the 21 irrefutable laws, one chapter a week, and by towards the end of the book, there's like 5 people left. Out of the 30 something, 5 people left.